Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray edition of Voyagers. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, Voyagers is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray released by Lionsgate. It comes in a standard slipcover edition, which is available at all your local and online retailers. Now, as far as the movie itself, I went into this one completely blind. I like a good sci-fi film, of course, and I do like Ty Sheridan, you know, back from when he did Parsifal in Ready Player One, which is one of my favorite movies. So, you know, it wasn't so much that him alone got me into the movie, but also Colin Farrell is involved in it. And reading a brief description, I decided to give it a chance as a blind buy. Now, did it pay off? It was okay. It's essentially, long story short, a Lord of the Flies in space is what this movie is. It really is pretty much no more, no less. And if you know that premise, you know what you're going to be getting here. So there's some of the ridiculous narratives that go along with just the overall premise to me, but you know, they try their best to explain things away. And some parts of it work. I do like Ty Sheridan in his role and a couple of the others, but there's just some situations that are a little bit on the absurd side, even for a sci-fi, Lord of the Flies kind of film. Speaking of the sci-fi aspect, they try to touch on that a little bit, but ultimately it's more of a drama. And I would say you could have set this pretty much anywhere in any location. You would have had essentially the same outcome. But if you're going in for a hardcore sci-fi film, I would hesitate on that. It's not really that kind of movie. Like I said, it's more of a drama. And, you know, I think it's okay for what it is at the end of the day. Okay, we're going to talk about the picture quality and audio in just a moment. But first, let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, we have the Voyagers 4K Ultra HD slipcover edition. Pretty average cover, nothing overly special here. And then we have the back and the spine. Interior, and some artwork on the discs. It's always appreciated. Pretty nice presentation overall. Now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. Voyagers on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has a 239:1 aspect ratio with HDR10 for the grading. I was not able to determine if this was an actual 4K digital intermediate or simply a 2K upscale. I'm inclined to believe the former on this one. Just something tells me that the picture is native 4K, but I'm not able to confirm either way. As for the overall look of the film, it does convey a very clean image. I didn't have any issues with digital noise or other anomalies. It's pretty consistent from start to finish. As for the HDR10 grading, I feel it's a little bit subtle here on this 4K presentation. Color palette itself is okay. It's very reserved. This is not inherently a colorful movie, but when it does creep in, you know, with the electronic paneling or something like that, it does look good. It looks natural, but it doesn't exactly pop off the screen. The white prominent feature of the hallways of the ship itself, they don't bloom, so they look natural and they look exactly where they should be in this 4K disc. When it comes to black level, I feel they're about average here. They're not quite as deep and inky as I would have liked, especially during some of the dark interior moments and the spacewalk towards the beginning of the film and the climax. I would have liked them to be a little bit deeper in that area, but they're not also elevated. So once again, they're about mid-tier. They're just not going to be reference quality here. Detail is also nicely presented here. Not so much with the set pieces. Once again, there's a bit of a sterile look to it with the smooth walls of the ship and other areas that also don't look particularly well from far away. But when it comes to skin textures, clothing, tools, weapons, they look good here. They give you a nice bump up in resolution and overall presented very well. Voyagers on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has a Dolby True HD 5.1 audio mix. Now I have to say, for a quote-unquote sci-fi film, it's a little bit underwhelming. There aren't a whole lot of sci-fi elements that would really make great use of your surround environment. It's a very front-heavy audio presentation. Once again, it's more drama than sci-fi, so if you're expecting anything in that department, you might be a little disappointed. There are a few moments throughout the film where it does make good use of the surround environment, but they're very few and far between, reserved mostly for action scenes. Musical cues come through very well, but what you get surround sound wise, it's going to be a little bit on the low side. The center channel comes through with dialogue, clean and clear, no issues report. In the front speakers, they handle a lot of activity on screen very well. The rear speakers, they're also used effectively, but not quite as consistent as I would have liked. For the type of movie that it is, set aboard a spaceship, I would have liked a little bit more activity back there, but occasionally we do get a creak and groan from the ship itself, other action moments, musical cues, but it's a little light on the atmosphere. I would have liked to have heard a couple more moments with that being utilized, but it's an okay. It's just sometimes it can be a little bit underwhelming. And the LFE channel, it's serviceable. It's not going to be overly aggressive. Take, for instance, the rocket when it's taking off from Earth towards the beginning of the film, gives you a nice boomy impact, and weapons are being fired towards the climax of the movie. Make good use of that nice LFE channel. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Voyagers on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray a B. Visually, this is an okay looking image, not top quality 4K, and the HDR is a little bit on the subtle side. Colors are a little bit more natural, but they're not quite as pop off the screen as I would like for the setting. Black levels are average, with a little bit on the murky side at times, and detail seems to be at the mercy of set design. Overall, it's an okay image, it's just not something that I would go to for reference quality. For the audio presentation, I'm going to give this one a B-. I would have liked something a little bit more dynamic given the setting of the film. Surround sound activity is pretty much kept to a minimal, with a couple action scenes making good use of it, but the overall presence is rendered up front, but it does a good job in that area. And to top things off, the LFE channel is very appropriate, if not particularly aggressive. So that is my review of Voyagers on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. If you're interested in picking this up for yourself, I will go ahead and leave an Amazon link in the comments section. If you use it, it really helps out the channel. But if you have the 4K disc already, I want to hear your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365. I will see you at the movies.